This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Friday, the 20th day of March in the year 2020. I'm Gordon Mosley. Here is what we're tracking tonight. The court matter on the recount of votes for the elections will continue on Monday. The interim injunctions barring the recount remain in place at this time. Today's proceedings in the court dealt mainly with applications by other interested parties to join the proceedings. 3 of the parties have so far been accepted to join the proceedings jointly. The judge has not yet set a date for oral arguments in the matter. Several attorneys explained the happenings in the court today.
Yulita Moore filed a fixed date application and then obtained 3 injunctions ex parte. That's the first case that was filed. To that case, Anog made an application to join and that was granted today. Bara Jagdev made an application to join and that was granted today. Riaz Holadar made an application to join and the court refused that application on the ground that Jagdev's joinder in the proceedings covered the issues that Holadar wanted ventilated in the court. So the judge felt that having Holadar and Jagdev together would have been duplicating the proceedings because they seem to be canvassing the same interest.
As the court said, what his affidavit has is repeating the same thing that Bara Jagdev's affidavit has. And his presence will not take the matter further. It's going to be repeat. Everything that Jagdev says, he has repeated in his affidavit. So Jagdev can present the arguments and they are represented by the same lawyer. So his application was dismissed.
We are still at the housekeeping stages. As you know, Ms. Moore has filed an application to try to stop the recount, and orders have been made pending the determination by Justice Holder to stop everything, to freeze everything. So Liberty and Justice Party and New United Guyana and the New Movement have applied to be joined so we can be heard. I am acting for them along with Mr. Ramkran. Those applications have been granted.
Proceedings which were filed, as we would know, related from a private citizen and the chief elections officer, the chairman, and the commission. So they didn't include any of the other parties. Parties, of course, contend that they have an interest in what happens, and any declaration or any step that is taken in relation to the declaration relates to them.
The recount issue was taken to the court earlier this week after a private citizen who is a supporter of the APNU-AFC raised questions about the legality of the national recount under the eyes of CARICOM. The judge approved the interim injunctions, and that essentially brought the process to a halt, with GCOM being forced to put a hold on its preparations for that recount. This afternoon, the containers with the ballot boxes were taken back to the GCOM headquarters. They had been moved earlier this week to the convention center, where the recount would have taken place. With no recount happening for now, a decision was made to take them back to the headquarters of GCOM, where they will remain under tight security. But Executive Secretary of the PPP, Zulfikar Mustafa, this afternoon expressed some worry about the sudden decision to take the containers back to GCOM.
I found it very strange that this morning, if they went there to move these containers, we were not informed. Our person who were on the ground was very surprised that they saw a truck turn up there, and the driver said that they will be moving these containers to GCOM. And it seems that everything that GCOM does since the election, it's done in controversy, it's done against the law, because they are not abiding with the law, the elections law.
Monday will mark 3 weeks since the elections were held, with the Elections Commission still to make a final declaration. More news coming up in a moment.
There are several measures you can adopt to protect yourself and others from getting the new coronavirus. Frequently clean your hands by using an alcohol-based hand rub product like a gel, or wash your hands with soap and water. When coughing and sneezing, cover your mouth and nose with flexed elbow like this, or use a tissue. If you use a tissue, discard it immediately into a closed bin. Avoid close contact with anyone that has fever and cough. And if you have fever, cough, and difficulty breathing, seek medical care early. and share information about any recent travels with your healthcare provider. If you just have mild respiratory symptoms and no specific travel history, carefully follow the precautions I just explained and make sure you stay home until recovery. If you need more information on how to protect yourself from the new coronavirus, check the WHO website at who.int.
GBTI is your Guyanese bank, a bank that understands every customer's unique needs, opportunities, challenges, and financial concerns. At GBTI, we see you for you. Whether you're buying a new home or car, planning your next vacation or retirement, saving for your child's future, or whether you're ready to take that bold step of investing in your dream business idea, we are with you every step of the way. We hear your stories and watch you focus on your dreams as we share your aspirations. We are more than just banking. We are a family. We are part of your community. Our commitment extends way beyond the walls of our branches and is demonstrated every day in the opportunities we provide to our individual and business customers. The support, time, and commitment we give back to communities across Guyana to help improve the lives of our Guyanese families. Because we see Guyana through your eyes.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up, fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guyana Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyana's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Tired of long lines? Register with MyGTT at mygtt.co.gy. That's mygtt.co.gy to view and pay your bills from anywhere. Enter to win an Amazon gift card worth $25 or a bounty voucher worth 5,000 Guyana dollars when you sign up today. GTT, do more.
Welcome back. Citing the ongoing court matters, the security environment in Guyana, and concerns about the coronavirus, the Carter Center has made a decision to withdraw its electoral observer team from Guyana. In a statement this afternoon, the center said it remains committed to promoting democracy and constitutional reform in this country and is willing to return when the electoral process resumes, once international travel is available. The co-chair of the Carter Center Observer Mission, Jason Carter, said that the security environment in Georgetown has declined in wake of the impasse created by the non-transparent tabulation process in Region 4. He noted that international observers have been harassed and protesters supportive of the coalition have at times blocked international observers from doing their work. He also said specific threats have also been made against the international community that are unacceptable and further undermine the credibility of the electoral process. Mr. Carter said the center hopes that conditions will be in place for CARICOM to return to Guyana to supervise a national recount, adding that it has noted GCOM's willingness to support the recount under CARICOM's supervision. The Carter Center said it hopes that any remaining legal issues hindering the recount can be addressed quickly to avoid further delaying a satisfactory resolution to the electoral process. Guyana's electoral process began well, the Carter Center said, but the tabulation process in Region 4 had its credibility deteriorated when after some delays, results were announced before the region's full results were transparently tabulated. The Carter Center said the environment at GCOM's office, where the tabulation was being conducted for Region 4, was at times chaotic because of the large number of persons present and the efforts by the PPP civic representatives and others to disrupt the declaration of results. Beyond the election, the Carter Center said it continues to believe that Guyana's winner-takes-all system is in need of reform and encourages all parties to commit to national reconciliation and to completing key constitutional reforms in the near future. During its time in Guyana, the Carter Center held a number of meetings with the leaders of the political parties and other stakeholders. Let's tell you now that there are growing calls for a national recount of all votes cast at the 2nd of March elections. although the matter is now engaging the courts. In a joint statement, the People's Progressive Party, Civic, and the group of the small parties said they welcome and support the other calls for a national recount. The parties have come together to join the court case on the recount that is being heard by Justice Franklin Holder. The parties have indicated that they are working for a peaceful and legal resolution of the situation, and they remain committed to respecting the results emanating from the recount and for democratic norms to prevail. They said they support the call from the U.S. State Department for a credible tabulation of the election results that reflects the will of the people of Guyana. The joint release was signed by the PPP Civic, Change Guyana, the Citizenship Initiative, a New and United Guyana, the New Movement, and the United Republican Party. Meanwhile, the Justice for All Party, which is part of the APNU-AFC coalition, has also added its voice to the call for a full national recount of the votes. The JFAP, which is headed by C.N. Sharma, said it stands for democracy and has always been on the side of the voice of the people. Mr. Sharma said his party believes in the will of the people, irrespective of which party wins, and the party wants to see a recounting process for all ballots. The Justice for All Party has said it will support any party that wins the elections through a transparent process. And the African Cultural Development Association, ACTA, has also issued a call for a national recount. In its statement, ACTA said it wants to see a verified recount of all electoral districts as legally permitted under the Constitution, under the supervision of CARICOM in chronological order from Region 1 to 10. ACTA said it expects the African community and the political leadership to accept the results of a recount and will call on them to do so if necessary. It was President David Granger who contacted the CARICOM chairperson last weekend, initiating a total recount to be supervised by CARICOM. That recount hit a number of legal hurdles as questions arose about its legality. The issue has now found its way before the court. In the world of business right now, the National Milling Company of Guyana has indicated that there is no shortage of flour and customers should not do panic shopping or hoarding. In a press statement today, the company said it can guarantee that it has adequate quantities of all Namilco Thunderbolt and Maid Marian products, providing the normal buying pattern is maintained. Namilco also stated that it also has adequate quantities of all raw materials necessary to maintain production. The company has made it clear that it has not increased prices and it is encouraging resellers not to increase prices. Scores of customers have complained about some supermarkets raising the price of flour and other products, claiming that there is a shortage. Many other companies have stepped forward to warn customers about price gouging by retailers. While the two international airports remain closed, Caribbean Airlines has been given special permission to operate a number of outgoing flights to New York in the coming days for persons who may be stranded here in Guyana. Additionally, the airline has also been given the green light to operate a limited number of flights to Cuba in the coming days to assist in getting Cuban shoppers back home. Many of them were left stranded as the airport closed because of the coronavirus and airlines suspended their services. The airport remains closed to all incoming flights, except in cases of fuel stops, medical emergencies, and special permission flights. In a statement to News Source this afternoon, the CEO of Caribbean Airlines said times are changing rapidly and the airline is adapting quickly so it can continue to deliver its service within the current constraints. The airline said that with fewer people flying, it does not make sense to operate its normal schedule, and adjustments have been made to its service. Across the region is coming up next.
Medical masks like this one cannot protect against the new coronavirus when used alone. When you wear them, you must combine with hand hygiene and other preventive measures. WHO only recommends the use of masks in specific cases. If you have cough, fever, and difficulty breathing, you should wear a mask and seek medical care. If you do not have these symptoms, you do not have to wear masks because there is no evidence that they protect people who are not sick. However, if you are healthy, but you are taking care of a person who may be infected with the new coronavirus, then you should wear a mask whenever you are in the same room with that person. And remember, if you choose to wear a mask, use it and discard it properly and clean your hands with alcohol hand rub or soap and water. For more information on mask use, other preventive measures, and the new coronavirus, check WHO website at who.int. Thank you.
They've made a positive impact on the heavy-duty transportation industry in Guyana since they've arrived. Guyanese are amazed at their power, durability, efficiency, and superior handling capabilities. These are brand new trucks, manufactured in partnership with German, Italian, and French companies. They have a powerful reputation for operating under very adverse Guyanese conditions and come with full after-sales service and spare parts. They're the most sought-after trucks today, with over 500 units in Guyana, and they're available in over 100 countries, including South America and the Caribbean. Be smart. Buy brand new ST Howo trucks today. Call 608-4998 and arrange for an inspection at ST Truck Guyana Incorporated, Block B, Public Road, Covenant, East Bank, Demerara.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right. Walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
Falls, a trademark of China's Zhanghao Incorporated, located at Land of Canaan, East Bank, Demerara, was incorporated in April of 2013 with over $10 billion Guyana dollars invested in a state-of-the-art 100,000 barrel fuel storage facility, a modern service station, an office complex, and a modern wharf that can berth international vessels. Having no association with any other fuel company, Falls imports its own fuel, which meets quality specifications, has all the legal permits, and is in compliance with international requirements. Its bulk facility can load 8 trucks simultaneously at a rate of 1,000 liters per minute, while the service station can service 12 cars at a time using computerized fuel pumps, which can facilitate the use of ATM cards. Through its professional team of mostly Guyanese, Falls wholesales and retails fuels to the public, including farmers and miners, and will continue to positively contribute to Guyana by providing quality products, service, and attractive prices. Try Falls today for all your fuel needs.
Across the region right now, Argentina has imposed a nationwide lockdown to stem the coronavirus pandemic, marking one of the strictest measures taken by any Latin American nation. From today, citizens are only permitted to leave their homes for essential services, such as supermarkets and pharmacies. The announcement came from the President Alberto Fernandez. The lockdown will be enforced by security forces and will continue until the end of this month. The President has implemented even tougher restrictions in recent days to contain the outbreak. The government had already shut borders, canceled almost all flights, closed schools, and mandated a 14-day quarantine for anyone experiencing coronavirus symptoms or traveling from virus hotspots. As of yesterday, Argentina had 3 virus-related deaths and 128 confirmed cases. So far, 70% of cases are in the city and the province of Buenos Aires. The current Secretary General of the Organization of American States, Luis Almagro, was elected to a new 5-year term today. The 56-year-old from Uruguay received the support of 23 of the OAS's 34 active members, while 10 countries backed Ecuadorian ex-Foreign Minister Maria Fernanda Espinoso for the top post, and Dominica's delegation abstained from the session. The vote took place at an extraordinary OAS General Assembly meeting in Washington, despite calls by a group of countries, including Mexico and 13 members of the Caribbean community, for it to be postponed due to the coronavirus pandemic. CARICOM said the Organization of American States would send a terrible signal of irresponsibility to the world should it proceed to hold a General Assembly today. That letter was ignored, and the OAS went ahead with its General Assembly. And finally tonight, international news. The U.S. has suspended all non-essential traffic across its borders with both Mexico and Canada as it battles to control the coronavirus outbreak. The curbs will go into effect at midnight on Saturday, but will not affect trade, according to the Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Meanwhile, New York State ordered non-essential businesses to close a day after a similar move by California. Countries around the world are stepping up restrictions to combat the coronavirus. The virus has claimed more than 220 lives in the US and infected more than 16,000 people. Globally, nearly 250,000 patients have tested positive for the coronavirus, and more than 10,000 persons have died. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting. Stay safe